What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading, and we are back. We are back with another daily trade review, making do from the travel rig again. Looks like this new computer is going to be in tomorrow, so going to get this recap out the way, pretty much the same way we've been doing it the last couple of days. Today we were trading behind the curve quite a bit. Got in a few trades what I think was late, especially the first couple of trades this morning. Got in kind of late. Didn't really have confidence in the trades and got out of them. Again, I think they would have worked, really would have worked if we'd have got in on time. But also took a trade where I just had to be right on the trade. And having to be right is the wrong idea when it comes to trading. Gotta let the charts talk to you. And on this particular trade, I lost 2R. Today I was risking $75 per trade. In this particular trade, I lost 2R, meaning I lost $150 in the trade. But let's go ahead, let's pull up actually gonna pull up the thumbnail watch list real quick. So let me see if I can hit the right button. There we go. This is what we're watching today. Just wanted to show this just to see how choppy the markets were. So the blue charts down here at the bottom, if you haven't noticed, I got a little highlighted cursor. We're moving up in the world. Blue charts, it's the markets, the SPY and the Qs, extremely choppy this morning. But this is what we had on the watch list to go long. We had 10 ideas. Actually, not all 10 of these we actually had to begin with. APA and APRN. I just dropped on there to watch because they was getting called out in Relentless Traders chat room. So kind of put those on there just to take a peek at. These were our shorts this morning. Actually, when you look at TRADERVUE, you're going to see that I took quite a few trades this morning. A bunch of them we're right here on ZM at the latter part of the morning, just doing like $10 scalps, small positions, just trying to see how that scalping would work on those right there. But we traded APA, so we did get a trade on APA. Traded DVN. This one here, DVN. This is the one that we were down 150 on one trade. We were able to get that back to just about break even. ENVX, we got a decent trade in. And then EQT, flat. And then, of course, these were our shorts. We shorted Disney, and then we shorted ZM quite a few times. But that's what we were watching today. So let's go ahead. Let's get TRADERVUE pulled up. Gonna be reviewing trades for Tuesday, August 23rd. Can't believe that August is almost over. We took 19 trades today. Took a lot of trades today. And one thing I'm finding out is when I'm precise and I'm picking good, solid trades, 5-6 trades and we making the same amount of money. But if you look at the chart over here, you'll see we started off just a little bit in the green, and then boom, we took a major hit. We were down close to $200, it looked like it. And then fought our way back up, and then we got a good trade in on DVN. And I had made the comment to Evan this morning. Me and him were chatting, and told him that I'm having a little bit of revenge trading, and that's exactly what it was. Because EQT is another one. If you look, you see EQT, we were down $63 right out the gate. First trade on that one. Kind of scrapped our way back up, got break even on it. And we did record some of it. I think one of my buttons on my keyboard is a hotkey to pause OBS. So it was pausing OBS and I wasn't even aware of it. So it didn't record all of the trades, but these first few trades, it did record. And then I don't think it recorded this section right here, but let's go ahead. Let us pull up the recording, and we're not going to review all of these, but we will. Let's take a peek at a few of these real quick. We'll take a peek at this big one that we lost on EQT. And like I say, we were trading $75 risk this morning. Looking at the 5, first thing I see, that's extended. Looking at the 2, got in late. Again, like I said, I've been just late. Had we got in right there, this would have been at least 1 R. But look how this thing just failed and then bounced right back up. And this is where we got back in to bring this particular stock back to break even. Let's take a look at this doozy right here, DVN. This one here, we just, again, looking at the 5, we got in late. Right there would have been a good entry. Right there. Put the stop down there. Just about gonna squeeze 2 R out of that, knowing that it's gonna catch a little flack right there on those. You look at it on the 2-minute, it looks even later. We're getting in at the top of this move. So it looks even worse on the 2-minute. Wouldn't have really wanted to get in right here unless the 5 was given confirmation, which the 5 would have been given confirmation. And that's what it would have been taken off of. And even come over to the 10-minute and see, 10-minute was given a little confirmation with a little area of concern right there. But definitely was not a good trade. Stop on this initially was right around here. And I kept moving the stop down, saying I got to be right, saying that this thing is going to do what I think it's going to do. Now, did it do it? It did it way over here. But I had no business trying to ride this thing back down. Take my stop. Would have been a $75 loss. This wouldn't have worked. This would have came back over here and then gave me the entry to go back up again. So definitely was not a good trade right there, from the entry to the actual management on the trade. Let's take a peek at this EQT real quick. Again, behind the curve, getting in late. This is almost a little over 50% retracement. But I'm going to ask y'all, if y'all looking at this chart, looking at the complete chart, what do you see on this trade that just says, get it, get it, get it, get it? And I'm going to look at the 2 and see if the 2 kind of shows it. The 2 does not really show it, but the 5 just most definitely shows it. It's that volume. Look at the volume that was building up in that candle right there. This was telling me that I didn't need to get out right there. I didn't, because the buyers was in this thing strong. So they were going to continue to push this higher. Look at all that volume compared to the previous candle. Yeah, so got out of that one. Got out of that one a little earlier. No real clear entry though. Entry should have been down here. Wouldn't have wanted to get in on this one. I would have rather got in on the color change and then rode this back up to right here. So that would have been the smarter play. Let this thing go ahead, pull down. Let's get this color change. It's finishing up near the top of the candle. So go ahead, entry, put the stop down there. You're going to get 1-to-1 out of that move right there. If you remember from my other video, I said if I could see at least 1-to-1 in the move, I can go ahead and take it. So this one definitely would have gave us the 1-to-1. Actually would have went to target. Getting in where we got in at, depending on share size, this possibly would have hit target. Looking at the 2-minute, that's the candle right there with all of that volume. If you go down here and count 1, 2, 3, 4, count volume bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, this candle is loaded with volume. This thing on this one probably went 4, 5 R maybe. Again, first area of concern right there. Once it blasted through that, this would have been a tough ride coming back down, but this would have hit target. We would have been at target in that bar right there. So could have managed that one a little bit better. Could have managed it a little bit better. We got not even 1 R, because again, we were risking $75. I just woke up this morning saying, I think I'm ready to go ahead and take on that challenge of increasing the risk. Let's take a peek at ENVX real quick. This was one, look how choppy these things were this morning. But expectation on this was to see if we can get it back up to this area. We see that it didn't come up to the tail. It came up to the body of the candle, and then it just rolled back over. So good solid trade. Let's see what we were up max. So this thing had a max unrealized of 85. Never went against us. That's what we like to see. But this one here was managed out small, or managed out smart, I guess I should say. Watching this area right here. And that's the one thing, if live traders and professional trade strategies hadn't taught me anything, it is to look to the left. Look to the left. I took a trade. We may take a look at that last ZM trade that I took after we look at, let's see, let's look at this one here, and then we'll look at that last ZM trade. Doesn't show you much as far as money, but it's real-time trading, and excuse me, it lets you see the charts while it's working real time. So this was that one that got us back even on DVN. Getting in as it breaks this area, as it breaks that area right there. And look again, could have got in right here, even though this set a lower low, which I really wouldn't have wanted to get in. That would not have been a good entry right there, because we got I guess you're starting off right there. So you got a higher low, higher high. Then you come back and you set a lower low from that low. So this could possibly be making that move down there. So this was a good entry after it reclaimed the high of the day. So got in right there and just played this thing back up to the high side. And we got in off of the 2-minute, putting the stop down here. So we were able to get a tighter stop. Using that candle on the 5-minute, that would have been a huge stop. Would have maybe made 1 R. Got in off of the 2-minute using a tighter stop, and that's how we were able to almost hit target. And look what it did, roll back over. So that was good management on that. Just kind of chasing that stop behind it, because this thing flushed back down hard. Flushed back down very hard. So that was a good trade there. And this one, wouldn't you know it, has not calculated the max unrealized yet. But it looked like we may have missed a little bit in that little tail before this came back down. Stopped us out. Next 2-3 candles on the 2-minute, just ugly. So decent trade there to get back flat on that particular stock. And then let's look at, I think this is going to be the one I want to look at. Yeah, yep. So got in right here. Actually, nope, this is not it. Let's go back. Let's go back one. It's the one I lost the $10 on. Again, just risking $10 on these. We just taking little small scalps, seeing how it works. So this one here, we got in. Let's see if this one did. So this one just never went in our favor. This may not be the right one either then. I guess it's the right one. Yeah. So see right here, this is what it was. I was getting in these off of the 2 minute. As it would come back up, I would get in, play it back down. But on the 2 minute, it looks good. Nothing to the left. It's clear. But my charts when I'm trading set up just like this: 2 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute. Had I just glanced over at the 30 minute, I would have seen that this was coming right here to this area. So don't take that trade because it's going to retest it. Wait and take it over here after it did exactly what it did. So had I put a line on my chart right there, just dropped a line on the actual Thinkorswim chart, I would have known not to take that trade because I would have wanted to see it like kind of retest that area. And we see that it came up, came back down, and then it pushed through it. I was looking for very small moves on these. That little small move was making 20 bucks every time. And that's all I was trying to do. Just risk $10 to see how the price action was acting on the chart. But that was our morning. Fairly decent morning. Made 113 bucks off of it. Nothing spectacular to most people, but as a new trader, I'm good with that. Thing is, if you can make $100 a day, trading 2 hours a day, you're making $20,000 a year. So as a new trader, that's not really a bad part-time job. Kick it up to $200-300 a day. Now you're talking 50 grand. I think the $100 a day is actually 25,000 because 200 a day is 50,000. But yeah, that's not a bad morning if you averaging that every single morning. Some mornings you might make 500. When I was initially trading, and I think we're just gonna stay right here. We're not going to look at the video today. It doesn't really show much because, like I said, it was just those first few trades. But let's take a peek. I'm gonna go back. Let's go to the calendar. And this, I'm gonna show you when I was really kind of just getting started trading. I was a little reckless. And this is our chart for 2022. We're doing good still. I noticed this the other day when I looked at this. Look at that. The same exact day, the 12th, we are red on both of those months. Man, we still got quite a few days left in this month. So if we have a red day, let's just keep it small. But this is 2021. This is when I first started trading. So let's look at February. We were keeping the losses small. And that's the thing when you first start trading. If you can keep those losses small, then you can hang around for a while. Look at March. Look how many red days I had in March. And again, this is trading live money because after about a week of, and I didn't use the sim. I did not use the sim. I used on demand when I first started learning to trade. I just used the on-demand feature, picked the day, set a time, and just started practicing using the ladder. But look at these wins and losses. This is my first month of really beginning my journey as being a day trader. Fairly small losses, fairly small wins. Let's go back. Let's look. Now, I acquired the Professional Trading Strategies course on the 26th, or actually it was the 24th. And I crash coursed it the entire weekend. That's all I did. I didn't do nothing else because I had already been watching them on YouTube. So crash coursed it. It's basically a 2-day video course that Jared Wesley does while actually being in their chat room. So it's almost like his weekly lectures, but he just records the course over 2 days. So I crash coursed it. Started trading, using it on the 26th. So we'll come back and look again. Small losses, fairly small wins, nothing spectacular. That one there, the 27th, we had a good day. Turn back around, lose 75 on that Thursday. Didn't trade that day. Then a small day there. But let's start looking at like May, June. So now wins are getting a little bit bigger, kind of boosting the risk up, risking maybe $25 a trade instead of the $5 and $10 we had been risking. Look at that day though. We lost 262. This is one of those days that I say I have to be right on. And when you put it in your mind that you got to be right on a trade, most of the time you're going to pay for it. I paid for it on that day. But let's come down here to like, yeah, October, November. Look at these days. Look at those days. Look at those days. This is when I was kind of stepping it up. I was like, okay, I think I'm a trader. Making good money, putting decent money in the account. I had stepped that risk up, but the market at this time was affording you the opportunity to do that. I want to say that this was DWAC. Let's see. Yeah, this was DWAC. Good. And I left a lot of them. Is it this one? Let's see. Yeah. And this is how I was keeping my notes back then. I was coming through, so I wasn't recording my videos, but I was keeping my notes on how I had traded this thing. I got in this thing way over here. Actually, no, look down there. Paid $12, I think like $12. Let's see if it shows it. Yep, $12.76. I paid $12.76 per share with the thought that this was going to be a overnight swing because I was swinging. This was out of a cash account back then because I hadn't reached PDT. I was going to overnight hold this, and it just started going up like crazy. So you see, I had bought them 40 shares pre-market, came right back, bought 30 shares. You see that I got out of 70 shares that same day. So I just held on to the original 20, or not the original 20, but this batch of 20 here that I bought. And look what I made 24. So doubled the money on that one. And then almost tripled the money on these 50. And then the next day happened. And this thing gapped up and I got caught in these halts coming back down. Couldn't get out. Let it come back up, trying to be greedy, thinking, okay, it's going to hit another leg, maybe give us a W. Nope, ended up moving my stopping out right there. Once it broke below 100, I was like, I'm going to get out of it. But still made $2,700 on fairly small position. But this was when the market was just, man, the market was tearing. And then let's look at, went too far. Let's look at November. And we'll wrap this one up. November, December, that's when the market kind of started changing. You're going to see, look at that. Look at that day. Now, what this was an option day. Options expired, because I was trading options too at that time. That's when I really started kind of messing with options. And that's why, if you go back to some of my original videos for this YouTube channel, it started off as a small account challenge trading options. But I was getting into options and not truly understanding the dynamic of them expiring worthless. This was a batch of them that expired worthless. I had to take that loss on those. But look at these days, man. I was having some good days. But you see this day right here, almost, it ate up this day, and that day. So that one day took out 3 days. But that was November. And then market kind of started changing. But look at, you see what my risk was. And that's how I kind of built that account up. But the way that the market is right now, I just don't feel comfortable trading like that. So kind of had to change my mindset to that mindset of, let's stick around. We don't have to get rich overnight. If I was doing this for my primary job, my mindset might be a little difficult, but this one doesn't pay my mortgage every month. But since using TRADERVUE and getting started, total gain 32 grand. So you can make money doing this if we just keep at it. Average winning trade, $65. So nothing spectacular. Average losing trade, $47. Nothing spectacular. Over the life of the account, 57.42. So we're below that 60.40. Largest gain, you know what that one was. That is DWAC. Largest loss, 1070. Guaranteed this is going to be an option contract. Let's see what I tell you. December 17th call. Paid $5.70 for 2 of them. So that was what? $11.40. Got out of them for $70. That's the danger of options. You'll never see me trade an option nowadays and just let it expire worthless, unless I bought it for $35. Then the most I'm gonna lose on it is $35 if it expires worthless. But you will never see me pay $570 for a contract and just watch that thing go and expire worthless. Usually if I pay $570, I'm not trying to lose no more than $50 on that contract. If it goes against me, I'm out of it. I'm out of it and gonna keep moving. I'm not gonna just let it sit and expire worthless. But that's what we were doing back then. A little reckless. So if you're a new trader, just know, stick to it. Just stick to it. If you stick to it, this thing works. I'm a firm believer. As long as you have a good strategy and just staying disciplined. On one of my trades today, I was not disciplined, and it cost me more than it should have. It should only cost me 75. If I didn't pick it right, okay, let's get out of it. You see, just this year we're up 14. So almost half of what we've made in half of this year. Not even risking as much, not being as reckless as we were. Average winning trade, not quite as much. Losers a little less. But look at the average wins to losses, 65.33. That's the kicker right there. Again, shouldn't be seeing one trade losing 549. This is probably going to be NVDA. Let's see. It's probably going to be July 12th or NVAX. I'm sorry. Got the date right. Wrong ticker. Shouldn't be losing that much on a trade. That's being careless. That's over share sizing. And then not getting out of the trade. There is nothing on this chart telling me. And this is just in this little time frame from July 12th to August 23rd. Just my chart read in that little time frame has totally made a difference. Again, look to the left. Why am I getting in right here? Let this thing come down, come back up, and then test this area. Don't just buy it thinking it's going to go low and then just holding it. You see, I got out when it came all the way back up to this. Now, that would have been fine had I been share sized to accommodate this huge candle. But I wasn't. I probably was share sized to stop out like right here somewhere. Looking at the 5. I'm sorry, looking at the 2 minute. Yeah, should have been stopping out like right up in here somewhere. I let this thing come all the way. And now, look at that. Triple bottom. Again, this in this 1 month, I'm able to look at these charts so much better. Triple bottom. Set a little higher low, but look at that bottoming tail. That's buyers. That's buyers stepping in here. Sets a new higher high from here. And then we get another higher low, another opportunity. Get out the trade. This is not going to end good. Boom, it sets a higher high. And I'm getting out when it's breaking this. Because now I'm like, this thing is about to set another higher high and it's changing direction. So the good thing is to learn from each of these trades. That is the good thing. And that's what I'm hopefully able to pass on if there are any new traders out there that watch these videos. I know a lot of people that watch them are already in the market. They already trading. They already understand the dynamics. But for those new traders out there that's trying to get into the market and wondering if you can make money, you can. But be smart. Start off $5, $10 risk. You see, even today, I'm still taking trades risking $10. This here is just trying new strategies, but I'm still risking $10. I'm not going to risk $75 down here. I'll risk 75 up here on patterns that I'm kind of well versed in. But trades like this shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen when my risk was $75. That was me having to be right. And having to be right, the market will quickly show you who's the boss. So we're going to wrap that one up. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you haven't already hit that like button, please do so. Please do so. I sat in a, like on a podcast or something the other day. That bad boy is paying off dividends right now. So, but if it's your first time or second or third and you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And we're going to be back at it again tomorrow, hoping to have my computer when I get in tomorrow evening. And I can go ahead and get it hooked up, get it set up, and we'll be back trading from it. But I'm used to trading from my travel rig anyway when I'm traveling. So actually, I don't mind it. And when I'm in my office, which is a lot of times anyway, I'm usually trading from that. My home rig I just use to record the videos a lot of times. But most of the time I'm trading from that anyway. But been trading out of my truck a lot too lately. But as I always say, I'm going to wrap it up and then I talk 5 more minutes. So we're going to wrap this one up and we'll be back at it again tomorrow. I was about to throw up the peace sign to the camera, but y'all can't see me. I'm going to throw it up anyway. Peace.